The conference is actually very good as usual. The discussions are much more informed on very specific topics than they used to be last year. Some of the very generic discussions we saw going on last year became much more specific, both on the vendor side and for my peers, all the service providers. So that's proven very useful. I think a lot of people realize that every service provider is actually different. As much as probably 10 years ago, an optical platform was an optical platform. What we see now is that vendors need to become a little bit more selective about which customers they want to serve going forward, because actually we're all a little bit different. And from some of the panels I've been listening to or even participating to, it seems to become even more clear that we are very different. Some of the things we see at Colt, are completely different at other service providers, even though they're very similar in either size or market they address. So I think the vendors, will not be able to please everybody going forward, and have to be, I would say selective about, who they will address, which type of markets, if they want to go in one direction or the other with their platform. So that's going to prove to be very interesting going forward to see, who is going to be willing to work with whom in the industry. I think one of the challenges is still around power consumption. We heard that a lot throughout the day. The debate, between OTN and MPLS and packet-based solutions. We're also going to talk about it tonight at the presentation, the panel we're participating at. So this one is still a hot topic. I think it's starting to settle down a little bit. There's also the fact that you cannot think about packets or optical networks in isolation anymore. So, they are part of your wider data network strategy. So what we've seen again, half a decade ago, we would have the optical guys do the things in their corner. Nowadays, they need to talk to the Ethernet guys, to the IP guys, how the optical solutions are going to fit into the data center. So it's quite a change in how you approach your research and strategy and vision when it comes to optical platforms. They're actually coming together, which is quite interesting. There's been a lot of discussions again about data center interconnect, which is probably just one of the propositions people need to look at. But clearly, again, as I mentioned earlier, this separation between the optical domain and the rest of the network, the rest of the data centers, even your cloud or managed IT platform needs to disappear. Those barriers need to come down. It is very important to be able to use the optical network on demand to make the network application aware and vice versa. So what we're doing is really bringing the optical connectivity into the data centers, making it part of the data center fabric, and actually connect our application demand with the network capabilities going forward. And the optical platform will definitely play a key role next to IPVPN, IP access and Ethernet services in the future.